Hello, lads and all that. Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today, I'm going to be doing something very different. Now, all my preview videos and a lot of my other videos are scripted. And in this video today, it's going to be totally unscripted other than a few points that I've got to talk about. But first of all, I'm going to tell you about Dynamic Footstore. Look at that absolute beautiful card. If you're a fan of obviously Sheffield United and FIFA, look at that little beast. They've sent me that through. Obviously, I've partnered up with them, so if you go to the link in the description, click on there, buy whatever you want, you get a 15% discount when you put in Ingood Nick, all one word. I'll just leave it on the screen right now. So if you want to pick up one of these cards, go over there. Look. Absolutely quality. I've seen a lot of these in the past and they are terrible, but that is not one of them. Now, the reason why I'm doing this all unscripted is because I've just got no time to write a video, edit a video. I've just got no time because all these games are coming thick and fast. What I wanted to do was a preview video for the last one, which I did, then a reaction video, which I did, and then I wanted to do 5 things we learnt about the Villa game. And I've written the script. I've just not got time to record it or edit it. So what I'm going to do, instead of reading out everything that I've written, I'm literally just going to give you the 5 points. I think they're quite self-explanatory anyway without me having to explain. Hopefully I'll be able to do one of these in the future, but we'll see. Number 1, Hawkeye is not foolproof. Obvious, isn't it, really, after that Villa game. John Fleck was missed. Number 3, Sander Berge is not playing in the right position. He is not a right-sided midfielder. He is a defensive midfielder. Number 4, Jack Robinson deputised very well for Jack O'Connell. And number 5, Dean Henderson is the best English goalkeeper out there. Obviously, I've written lots and lots of notes about what to talk about these points. But obviously, I can't talk through every point. So if there's something in one of those points that you want to talk about, put it in the comments right now. And we'll have a chat in the comments. I do like to try and get back to every single person that takes their time to comment on one of my videos. But hopefully, I'll be able to do a 5 things we learnt about the Newcastle game. Anyway, back to the Villa game. So we were poor. We were really poor. Like, this was not the Sheffield United that I'm used to seeing. But we've got to cut them a little bit of slack because it was the first game back for like 3 months. I don't think we really expected Villa to come out and press us as much as what they did. I thought we'd be doing the pressing. But yeah, we weren't our free-flowing self. Hopefully we can get back to that in the Newcastle game. But again, it did show the world that Dean Henderson is one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, which we don't really want to show, but what a talent. Anyway, now we're going on to the last time we played Newcastle, and we lost 2-0 at home. We were really poor. Like, don't get me wrong, we created a lot of chances, and Dubravka was absolutely incredible in that game. They had 2 really good chances. They took them both. Like, the first one was St. Maxim, I can never say his name. That guy, that French guy, he scored a header. He's like 2'2", and he's scoring a header. It shouldn't be happening, really, should it? But he took his chance really well. And then obviously John Joe Shelby went through one-on-one with nobody challenging him because the linesman decided that's definitely an offside. And it wasn't. VAR told us so. But you can't play to the whistle these days. I know we got told it as kids, but you just can't anymore. You just got to carry on, whatever. And that was the difference between us and Newcastle last time. They came to Bramall Lane to frustrate us and try and nick a point, if not 3. And they did it. Did it well as well. So hopefully we can get a little bit of revenge in this game. So for a predicted lineup, this might be quite difficult because obviously we only played a few days ago. Players might be a bit tight. There were quite a few players, not just on our side, but on the Villa side as well, who were pulling up, getting cramp. So you don't know. People might have picked up little niggly injuries. It has been like 3 months since they've played. So I'm going to go for pretty much the same team, obviously, because Chris Wilder doesn't really like to change many players in the team, especially not in the defence. So I'm going to go for the same back 6, except I'm just kind of hoping. But even though that Jack Robinson was brilliant, I still hope that Jack O'Connell's fit. And from what Wilder said, it sounds like him and Fleck are definitely in contention for the game. So fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed that Jack O'Connell is fit. But if he doesn't play, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to go Henderson, Baldock, Stevens, Basham, Egan and O'Connell. Like I say, hopefully. Now onto the midfield. And this was another area where we were struggling with injuries. Injury, John Fleck. But John Fleck plays the game of like 3 men at times. So John Fleck, it was a massive miss, and I hope he's not going to be a massive miss for this game as well, because we need him back. Out of the two, even though Jack O'Connell is brilliant at what he does, John Fleck is more influential going forward, and I'd much rather have Robbo playing at left centre back than having Sander Berge playing in Fleck's role, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, I don't think Sander Berge were very good in the last game, if I'm honest. I don't think he really adds much to the team, especially attacking. So I think it's going to be Lundstram, Fleck and Norwood. Hopefully, anyway, hopefully. But if Fleck isn't fit, I'd love to see Luke Freeman in there. And then up top, for me, I would play, if he's fit, Didsey and Mousset. Obviously, if Didsey's not fit, I would still play Mousset. Don't know who I'd play him up front with, though. I don't know, maybe McBurney, maybe Sharp. I don't think Sharp and Moose have started up front together this season. Maybe that's some. I don't know. We'll have to see, guys. We'll have to see. But I'd love to see McGoldrick and Moose start up front together, because I feel like we were at our best when those two were up front together. Lots and lots of people in the comments were saying, "Oh, McBurney Sharp. It's got to be McBurney Sharp. They're our best two." And I'm like, it just showed. It just showed on Wednesday. We had no potency up front whatsoever. And I know we weren't really creating many chances, but like Didsey creates his own chances. Moose is always that outlet. He's got that pace to get in behind, to get down the line and stretch defenders. And that's what defenders don't want to do. Defenders would rather have a battle with Ollie McBurney than get stretched by a really, really quick striker. So for me, it's got to be McGoldrick and Mousset, but I don't know what Wilder's going to do. I really don't. It could be Sharp and McBurney again, but like I said, I don't think they were great. So I think at least one of them will change. Now, usually I do a predicted lineup and then my lineup, but I've kind of already said it. So I think that Wilder's going to go for the normal back six with Jack O'Connell, Fleck, Lundstram, Norwood. And then I think Wilder will probably go for Mousset and McBurney. And I play the exact same team as that, but I play Mousset and McGoldrick up front if he's fit, because obviously he had that little, it looked like a bit of a knee jar when he jumped up for a header and he came down on it, so fingers crossed. So next up, player connections. And in this part of the video, I have a look at who's played for Sheffield United and Newcastle. And again, so that you guys get a chance to put them in the comments, I'm going to just pick out some people that have just come out of my brain right now. So the first 3 players that came out of my brain, believe it or not, the first one was David Edgar. And I don't know why he came out of my brain first. Then the second one was Wayne Quinn. Obviously, we sold him to Newcastle. He didn't have a great time at Newcastle. He came back to us, but he wasn't as good as he was when we had him the first time. Then we've got the late Gary Speed. He was excellent, an absolute legend for Newcastle, a Premier League pro. Then came to us in the Championship, so good for us. One of the best central midfielders I've ever seen in a Sheffield United shirt. What a player. Did great at the defensive stuff, but also chipped in with goals. Scored penalties, free kicks, you name it. He scored goals from midfield. What an absolute brainwave I've just had. Ian Rush. Ian Rush, his best days were behind him, I think even before Newcastle. But he played for Newcastle. Can't remember much about it. Played for Sheffield United. Remembered that he was terrible for us. And if I'm honest, I'm struggling now. So if you know any more players that have played for both teams, both Sheffield United and Newcastle, let us know in the comments right now. Because last time I missed Hugo Ekiog, I missed Gordon Cowans, I missed a few ex-Sheffield United and Villa players. So like I say, there's probably loads more. Let me know in the comments right now. And finally, the score prediction. Now, I got it completely wrong. Like, beginning of the season, I was smashing them left, right and centre. But the Aston Villa game, didn't call it, did I? I think that we'll go all guns blazing in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, because that's what we do. We like to close teams down. We like to try and score an early goal, and I think it could happen. So I'm going to say we're going to score 2 early goals, 2 goals in the first half an hour. Then Aston Villa's going to get one back, and then we're going to finish the game off towards the end. So yeah, I said it was going to be 3-1, 4 goals in the game, and they weren't 1, even though they should have been.
And the ball is in the net. It is.
And in this game, I am going to go for, In this game, I am going to go for a 2-1 Blades win, I think. 2-1? I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I'm probably going to get it wrong. It's probably going to be 6-6 or something like that. And Blades scorers, Mousse and Fleck. If Fleck's back, he's going to score. If Fleck's not back, Lundstrom. So, I don't know. Is it going to be 1-0? Am I going to change it to 1-0? No. Let's stick with 2-1. I got the microphone out and everything. So anyway, yeah, it's going to finish 2-1 apparently. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways. Even a draw wouldn't be terrible because Man United and Spurs drew last night. A draw would not be that bad. It's always going to be difficult with no crowd there. We just need to get back to winning ways, don't we? So thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay in good nick.